Hello and welcome to Comparative VPN YouTube channel. This will be an in-depth review of CyberGhost, a widely known VPN provider from Romania. CyberGhost is a VPN known for its cheap prices, tons of servers, and generally respectable speeds. This VPN comes with more than 6,000 servers in 90 countries, as well as 7 simultaneous connections. Moreover, CyberGhost claims to have a zero logs policy, as well as excellent security features that will help you stay secure and anonymous online. But the question for this CyberGhost review is whether or not it is true. Well, we're going to put all of these claims to the test and see if CyberGhost is worth a shot. As always, we start our CyberGhost review with app compatibility. Being one of the top VPNs on the market, CyberGhost has a lot to prove. For example, the supported apps. As we can see, CyberGhost is really good when it comes to app compatibility, supporting apps for Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS, and many other platforms. What's more, CyberGhost even supports browser extensions, such as those for Firefox or Chrome. However, you need to know that CyberGhost's browser extensions are just free proxies and not full-fledged extensions, such as those we saw on ExpressVPN. Nevertheless, CyberGhost also supports TV apps, such as those for Android TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, and many others. What we also like is support for gaming consoles, and these include your standard PlayStation and Xbox One consoles. However, as expected, CyberGhost doesn't have native apps for consoles, which is practically impossible to have, and therefore it supports consoles through routers. If you didn't know, we value router support very much because it allows you to extend your possibilities even more. For example, if we connect CyberGhost to a router, we can protect from 32 to 64 devices simultaneously. Because, as some of you know, routers support either 32 or 64 connections. In terms of router support, CyberGhost is decent, although not better than ExpressVPN, for example. It still supports multiple firmware, and you can install CyberGhost on pretty much every router. So, in terms of app support, CyberGhost really nails it. Therefore, if you like CyberGhost based on supported devices, you can get this VPN at 83% off if you use the following link: comparative-vpn.fr/cg, or perhaps just click on the link in the description below to get a special discount. Moving on, we need to check CyberGhost's app and see how good and easy it is to use. As we can see, the app looks really simple and lets you connect to a server in literally 2 clicks. So what we're going to do now is first connect to the server. For example, we'll use Australia. You can click on Australia and use the connection button to connect. Alternatively, you can just double click on Australia and in a few seconds, CyberGhost successfully establishes a connection. Moving on with our CyberGhost review, we can see that the provider has dedicated servers and there are several types of them. We have dedicated IP servers, and as you can see on the screen, dedicated IP is a bonus feature for which you need to pay additionally on a monthly basis. Then we have no-spy servers, for example. No-spy servers are CyberGhost proprietary servers focused on privacy and anonymity. Then we have torrenting servers, and these are your P2P friendly servers that you can use for downloading torrents or enjoy any P2P file sharing activity. Then we have streaming servers, which are perhaps the most interesting because CyberGhost offers dedicated servers for different platforms. For example, we have servers for Netflix, for Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Hulu, and even Disney+. Features-wise, CyberGhost doesn't disappoint either. Let's click on connection features, and here we can enable one of CyberGhost's most significant feature, and that is ad blocker. This ad blocker here functions greatly, and it blocks not only ads but also malicious websites and online tracking. Moreover, if we click on smart rules, we can see that CyberGhost actually offers a few more settings, and that is Wi-Fi protection and exceptions. Exceptions is another name for split tunneling, which is the feature we often see in many high-end providers. We also have app protection, which lets you protect a specific app. More settings can be found if we click down below on the settings menu, and here CyberGhost offers many settings, such as, for example, changing your appearance, which you can see on the screen. We use a dark theme, but you can also use the light theme if your eyes aren't suffering. Furthermore, there's an automatic kill switch, which is very important. And then if you click on the connection tab, we can see that CyberGhost lets you change from a variety of protocols. Since we're using a Windows PC, CyberGhost offers just two protocols, and these are OpenVPN and IKE v2. However, if you're using Android or Linux, you'll be able to access WireGuard as well, which is a new protocol promising much faster speeds and shorter connection times. Then, to conclude this section, we can also see that CyberGhost offers DNS leak protection, which we'll check later on in our CyberGhost review. But before we do so, let's first perform a speed test. The speed results you see on the screen are actually our native internet speed results. So basically we tested our speed without using any VPN. Now what we'll do is test CyberGhost but use two servers. Our location is Europe, and therefore we'll use a European server first, which is a server in Germany. Then, once we do so, we'll go overseas and use the US based server to test if speed reduction is significant. To do so, we'll click on all servers and then scroll down and find Germany. We double click on Germany and CyberGhost successfully connects. Then we minimize this window and we click on speed test to refresh the page. Lastly, we click on Go to initiate our speed test. The results from our speed test are pretty good, we must admit. CyberGhost offers exceptional speeds when using servers close to our country. As we can see, there is basically no speed reduction except for ping, which went up a bit. However, download and upload speeds are almost intact. Now, to test out the US server, we'll disconnect from this German server, scroll down and find the United States. Double click on United States, and as always, CyberGhost establishes a connection. Then we minimize this window, click on speed test to refresh the page, and to initiate a speed test, click on Go. The speed test is now finished, and as we can see, CyberGhost doesn't disappoint. In fact, this is one of the best VPNs when it comes to speed, as our download and upload speeds were once again nearly intact. We are quite surprised by what CyberGhost managed to achieve. It's basically up to par with ExpressVPN and significantly beats NordVPN. Therefore, CyberGhost offers really amazing speeds, which make it great for streaming and torrenting. Speaking of streaming, it's that time of our CyberGhost review where we test the provider for its streaming capabilities. As you see on the screen, our main platform is Netflix. Netflix is the most popular streaming platform in the world, and as such, it has many movies and TV shows that millions of people around the world enjoy. What you see on the screen is our native French Netflix catalog. However, the largest catalog on Netflix is the US one, which is the catalog we are going to test in this review. So, what we're going to do now is once again connect to the United States, and since CyberGhost established the connection, we'll just minimize this window and click on Netflix to refresh the page. We can see that Netflix still works, and for example, if we try to watch a particular movie or show, let it be The Witcher, we can just click on play, and due to CyberGhost's amazing speeds, the show boots up pretty much immediately. Moving on, we have another streaming platform to test, and this time it's BBC iPlayer. BBC iPlayer, unlike Hulu or Amazon Prime Video, for example, is based in the UK. So, once again, we'll open the CyberGhost app, connect to the UK server, and visit BBC iPlayer. In this CyberGhost review, we'll try to take a sneak peek at Peaky Blinders. So, we'll just click on play and see if CyberGhost unblocks BBC iPlayer. Unfortunately, this time CyberGhost doesn't work with BBC iPlayer, which may be a huge downside for those who love this platform. However, the silver lining is that CyberGhost works with Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, Disney+, Hotstar, ABC, and many other popular streaming platforms. In conclusion, CyberGhost is a very good VPN for streaming in terms of performance and stability, but when it comes to unblocking geo-restricted websites, it's still behind ExpressVPN and NordVPN. What about security, you might ask? Isn't CyberGhost supposed to be ghosty or make you invisible or whatever? Well, practically yes. CyberGhost claims to be one of the most secure VPNs on the market, but then again, the same claims ExpressVPN, NordVPN, Surfshark, IPVanish, and many other providers. CyberGhost comes with a verified formula, and that's military-grade encryption accompanied by IP and DNS leak protection. Furthermore, CyberGhost has an automatic kill switch, split tunneling, ad blocker, and many other features we mentioned at the start of this CyberGhost review. Another thing important to mention here is a zero-log policy. As we can see on the screen, CyberGhost claims to have a zero-log policy, and if we scroll down through it, we can see that CyberGhost really doesn't log that much. Here, we can see that CyberGhost doesn't log your IP address, DNS queries, browsing history, disconnection and connection timestamps, your bandwidth usage, and any compromising information. Sure, every VPN collects your email or payment data, but that's necessary to make your subscription alive. CyberGhost doesn't have an external audit such as ExpressVPN or NordVPN, for example. So basically, even if this zero logging policy is true, CyberGhost doesn't have any proof to make us believe in it. Nevertheless, we have a lot of experience with CyberGhost, and so far, this VPN didn't disappoint us. So, in terms of security and privacy, is CyberGhost a good VPN? Well, we'd say yes, because CyberGhost, after all, has all the bells and whistles and great security features. Furthermore, their zero logging policy so far proved to be true, and CyberGhost didn't have any scandals or incidents such as Hide My Ass or IPVanish, for example. A safe and secure VPN also shouldn't have any IP or DNS leaks. What about CyberGhost? Well, as you can see on the screen, we connected CyberGhost to the UK server, and then we visited the ipleak.net website to see if our DNS address is on the list. Remember, we are located in France, and as you can see here, DNS addresses displayed are located in the UK. So this means that CyberGhost doesn't leak DNS addresses. But what about another DNS leak test? Well, as we can see, CyberGhost does a good job here as well, since the website doesn't display our DNS address based in France. As mentioned earlier in the CyberGhost review, this is a completely P2P friendly provider. One of the reasons for this is that it's based in Romania, which is a great jurisdiction and not under any government or third-party surveillance. This allows CyberGhost not only to maintain a zero logs policy, but also to allow you to enjoy torrenting freely. And as mentioned earlier, CyberGhost even has dedicated P2P servers which you can use to download torrents from pretty much anywhere in the world. One thing where CyberGhost simply isn't up to par is the ability to bypass censorships. Yes, as said, it's a decent provider for unblocking websites. However, if you want to bypass censorship in China, Iraq, Iran, or Russia, CyberGhost simply isn't going to suffice. We tested it on many occasions, and every time the Great Firewall of China detected that we were using CyberGhost, hence it blocked internet access completely. For this purpose, we recommend ExpressVPN instead, and although it's a bit more expensive, you can get it at a 40% discount and 3 months free for the annual plan. Of course, to get ExpressVPN, you can simply use the following link: comparative-vpn.fr/evpn, or if you want, you can click on the link in the description below. CyberGhost is perhaps the largest VPN provider on the market. As we can see, it has 6,800 VPN servers located in 89 countries. This is a really huge number and beats even ExpressVPN and NordVPN. Being a premium VPN, CyberGhost also offers a decent customer support section. As we can see, CyberGhost has a 24/7 live chat widget, which lets you connect to a first free support team agent and get the required help. Of course, if you're not in a hurry, you can visit CyberGhost's special help page, where you can find frequently asked questions, troubleshooting guides, announcements, and many other things related to CyberGhost, how to use it, how to set up CyberGhost, and different issues. CyberGhost is really good in this section, and even without contacting the support team, you'll be able to find the much needed help. Since we're near the end of our CyberGhost review, we need to go over one more thing, and it's pricing. Since its inception, CyberGhost has always been a cheap VPN. However, there are some conditions attached to it. Namely, only the long-term plans are really cheap. For example, if you go for a monthly plan, it costs $13 a month, which is slightly more expensive than what ExpressVPN offers, and generally, this price is really considered expensive for a monthly plan. But the star of the show here is a 3-year plan at $225 a month, where you also get 3 months free. In fact, even if you go for a 1-year or 2-year plan, you'll save a lot compared to ExpressVPN and even NordVPN. What we also like are the payment methods. So CyberGhost offers classic Visa cards, but you can also use PayPal and Bitcoin. If you want to buy CyberGhost, you can easily do so by clicking on the link in the description below. Doing so, you'll be able to get this 83% discount and 3 months free for a 3-year plan. Also, if you don't like it, CyberGhost offers a 45-day money-back guarantee, which lets you get your money back in the first 45 days with no questions asked. To wrap up our CyberGhost review, it's time to put things into perspective. CyberGhost is a really good VPN, and that's simply a fact. It has almost 7,000 servers, very decent speeds, it can unblock Netflix, offers decent security, and a great zero logging policy. But, as is the case with every VPN on the market, CyberGhost is far from being perfect. Namely, it doesn't have an external audit, which is pretty much mandatory these days, since ExpressVPN, NordVPN, HideMyAss, ViperVPN, and many other providers already have an external audit. Then, we must mention that CyberGhost can't be used in China. So, if you often travel to China or you're a Chinese resident, for example, CyberGhost won't be usable. So, you must use another option such as ExpressVPN or NordVPN. Since pros outweigh the cons, we'll say that CyberGhost is a really decent VPN for the money, and if you ask us if we recommend it, yes, we do. If CyberGhost seems like a great deal for you, feel free to click on the link in the description below to get it. Also, CyberGhost offers a 24-hour free trial on desktop platforms, so you can download it for free, test out the VPN, and if you like it, you can easily buy it. Alternatively, CyberGhost also has a free trial on mobile phones, and it lasts for 7 days. That was all for today's CyberGhost review. We hope you liked it, and if you did, make sure you subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and share the video with your friends. See you in the next video. Bye!